Okay, first off, I'd just like to definitely touch base on part of what this night was about as far as with the city of Joplin, town of Joplin, that there's people, like I said, during the week living a serious nightmare. We've had a bunch of, again, I think the people of Kansas City and people on our team, our organization, but really the entire area, has gathered and worked hard to try to make an impossible, what is just a devastating situation somewhat better, and that's got to continue. It can't just be tonight. It's got to continue here for a long time, it appears. So just want all of them to know that we continue to think about them, not take it for granted anything that's going on up here when there's something like that going on down there. That being said, as far as the game, slow starts, to me, as much as anything, kind of got that game going in the wrong direction defensively. We just couldn't get settled in for the first two drives. Offense added a 3-and-out there on the first possession, which never helps matters following a 14-play drive to start the game. After that, I thought defensively the guys kind of hunkered down. We made a big turnover there that looked like it was going to have a chance to get 7 on the board, and then another big stop, which kind of at least turned the tide as far as that goes. So defensively, I thought there were a number of guys that, again, showed up once we got settled down. But, the start was really just a killer. Offensively, I thought, though we made some plays and we were able to move the ball through the air a little bit, the run games got to show some signs of life here. We weren't able to run it enough in the first half for one reason or another. When you run it 7, 8, 9 times in the first half, that's going to give you problems generally. Penalties were a killer. We had a touchdown taken off the board. Penalties throughout the night. I mean, I don't think the number even reflects it because, I got to believe we were in the teens, 12 or 13 penalties. With a number of them declined. But just special teams, I thought some good signs. The punter continued to do a good job. We had a protection breakdown at the end there with the field goal. And, penalties, the end of the game, that's kind of stuff that doesn't make you feel real good as the head coach. And because those generally come right back on me. And we got to do a better job of being a disciplined team. And that's got to be number one as far as I'm concerned as the head coach. We've got to be disciplined. We're not at a stage where we can afford to make mistakes and feel like we can overcome them against really anybody. That being said, I know our guys, we had a difficult week of practice, worked hard, made progress, football field and in the weight room. It was a true training camp week, and we've got limited time here left. We're going to be on a short week and then get on a plane and go to Green Bay. So time is of the essence. I believe in our guys. I believe in this group we have, but some things are going to have to improve here pretty quickly in some of those areas that I just talked about. And I believe if we do that, then we'll have a chance to be a competitive team that has a chance to win games.
Do you kick a field goal there if it's the regular season, or was there something you were trying to work on specifically for the preseason?
I think 3 minutes plus, 2 timeouts. I would kick a field goal. I think especially in the regular season. I considered it more in this situation, being the preseason, that you don't have, you can take a few more chances, so to speak. I was a little disappointed just with the sequence of plays once we got down there. We had a drop ball for what that looked like it would have been a touchdown, but I think I kick a field goal. With 2 timeouts, our defense was playing well, and you get a stop, and then a field goal wins.
Is that maybe a change in approach philosophy for you in the past? I know you don't listen to us or read us or whatever, but I mean, you've been criticized for not kicking field goals and going for it on 4th and time when people thought you were being overly aggressive. That seems like an especially conservative approach. Is that a change of philosophy?
I think the time in the game. I think my aggressiveness changes as the game progresses, and there's different areas, portions of the game where I think from a mindset and a pregame planning, during a week that you decide where you're going to be, where you can afford to be aggressive, and then there's areas of the game where I don't think, I think you got to be prudent. And to me, there with 3 minutes, a field goal makes it 14-13. You kick off with the way the kickoffs have been going for the most part. You plan on pinning them and calling a couple of your timeouts and having a short field to win the game. But
and then earlier in the game, Castle in, Palco in, Castle back in.
Totally. That was 2 days ago. Really, that's part of the plan, or whenever we went through personnel again. In this evaluation process, I think it's very critical that we understand who and what everybody is, and a guy, and Tyler really had not been in there with any of our core players starting up front. So, again, that was ahead of time deal that we had decided we were going to get him a series with some of the core guys, especially with up front, and get a good evaluation there. And I thought Tyler did a good job. It had nothing to do with Matt, nothing to do. And Matt, of course he wants to play all the time, and we got to get him ready too. So I don't want you to think that we're taking that aspect of it lightly either, because he's got to continue to get enough time to be ready to play when the season starts.
How do you think Matt played overall, and what happened at the end of the half? 2 timeouts in a row, miscommunication.
I don't. That was disappointing, but obviously you cannot call 2 timeouts in a row, and we did. So that's something we got to make sure everybody's aware of the rule, and make sure that something like that doesn't happen, because that, again, much like the end of the game, you just, you make those types of mistakes. That's, that'll get you ulcers pretty quick.
How did Matt do generally?
I thought there were signs of progress. Early on, protection-wise, on some things that we really thought were going to be blocked up plays, we allowed some pressure. I thought he got out of a couple sacks and made a play, though I think one of them was called back. That's something we've really been emphasizing. I thought that was a good sign. He got to push the ball down the field a little bit there. I thought Jeremy Urban showed up for us, which was a good thing, because he's been doing a real good job, and he needed to get into a game and do it, and so that was a positive. So Matt, overall, I thought he made progress. He made progress throughout the week. You always want it to be better. Through the week, I was excited to see us offensively, and we just didn't. We did enough things to shoot ourselves in the foot to keep us from ever getting much momentum early on.
You said that you're not overly concerned about offense through the last few weeks because you weren't scheming and you didn't have a whole lot in, and you've stuck to your plan of staying that way. Are you going to have to break your plan with one game though?
As far as scheme, I don't know. We've got another. We'll have 3 practices and be on a plane, or really 2.5 practices and be on a plane, and get a chance to go into what I think is one of the best preseason atmospheres. So that will be a big task for the offense. And again, I said I believe in the guys. We'll get a good weekend and go out to Green Bay, and we've got to get things going. You can never say you have to do this or that or the other, but I'd like to see us start to get see some success offensively.
You use the first unit more in Green Bay than tonight?
Again, we got to evaluate how everybody held up. Today went according to plan. And that was hard too, because when you're struggling, the gut or the knee-jerk reaction is to leave them in there. Let's get better. But again, I'm convicted in what we're doing, and tonight's result was not what we want. But fortunately, we got another game week here coming up, and then we'll have another week and a half following that game that we got decide the roster, some of those decisions, and then it'll be the real deal here pretty quick. It's moving fast.
We got to see Hudson in a couple of different positions tonight. Was that part of the evaluation?
He's been doing that. He's had position flexibility. So we've seen him at both guards already in center, and tonight it happened again, or it went on again. Some of it due to circumstance, but that's something we really like about him. I think he was one of the culprits there on a play that would have been nice to get into the end zone. So we got to make sure that everybody understands we got to be a more disciplined team, and he's one of them. But again, that's been going on. This guy, we're excited about his versatility and his ability in general.
Initial quick Gator got in tonight. How he performed?
I was excited that he kept coming to me saying, I had told him, you make sure you report to me after each stage of your progress, and I want to know where you are. I don't want to do something after trying to be smart here for an extended period of time that ruins anything in any way, shape, or form. But that's what I was most excited about. We'll go to the tape, and he's a big man, and he was throwing some guys around, so we'll have to see when we review it. But I was excited. He came twice and said he was good and wanted to continue to try to get some action, so that was a good thing.
Thank you, guys.